am Dr. Viraj. I am ophthalmologist. Treat patients. Now, I love counseling more because stroke happened and because 7 years ago I delivered twins, but stroke happened to me. World is changed. I have aphasia. Now I empathize with patients, and luckily, hope never dies. I want to share with you a shining light, bring stories of hope. Welcome my podcast, Hope with a Shining Light. Today, I am interviewing Genevieve Richardson. She is one of my speech language pathologists. She is helping me significantly, and I am recovering speech wise, and then I am journey is long, but aphasia is one thing that Genevieve, you master of that. Bill Connors have to say first speech language pathologist. He was my advisor and a friend. He is dedicated, must say that. I worked with Bill and Genevieve. 2 years passed on, but wonderful person and helper. But suddenly died. Bill, you are remembered always. I am, at least, yes. So, Genevieve and Bill worked with synchronization. Both have been my favorite. And Bill died, and Genevieve smoothly saved me. And she is smoothly taking over. Genevieve founded life pathology center. She now have team of Marybeth and Genevieve team, sort of. I love that concept because I am connected to ophthalmology and I work with a team. I am loving it. Thank you for pushing me and motivating me. Do it, man, do it. Thank you. Now, Genevieve is dedicated to her clients' communication challenges and family. Genevieve is Austin, Texas. Long ago, long distance, and my Baroda, India is far away,
Yes,
opposite. So,
for sure.
but uh, world over, you consult. I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Uh, my pleasure, privilege actually to interview you. And Genevieve, let's begin.
All right.
Genevieve, you uh, can you tell me about background of growing up and that type?
Sure. I grew up in Southern California, and my mom is a nurse. And from my earliest memories, I remember being in the hospital, visiting
Oh.
her, or, whatever the case was. And my dad worked in the California Highway Patrol, and we had a good life in Southern California.
Ah, excellent. Uh, uh, how do you led to your study and your speech language pathology? How you came in?
That's a fun question, Viraj. I have my mom to thank for it. First, she
Ah,
introduced me to physical
yes,
therapy,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it was okay. And then she introduced me to the speech pathologist at the hospital. And
Ah,
his specialty was helping people talk after a laryngectomy. So
mm,
folks who had had
no,
their voice box taken out, usually
I
due to
know.
cancer.
My God.
His name was Clark Gilmore, and he was just a wonderful individual. But what really stuck with me, Viraj, were these survivors, these laryngectomy
Yeah.
survivors who had turned over a new leaf and they were living. And that was my first exposure. So I worked with Clark over a summer between my sophomore and junior year of college. Turns out speech pathology was taught at my university. I
Mhm.
changed my major, and the rest is history.
Oh, wonderful. So, uh, 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 curious to know, by the way, you are a family person also, husband and children.
Yes.
Tell me.
Yes. Next year, I will be married 30 years. Wonderful
My
man.
God.
Yeah, I know, right? And we have two daughters, 19 and 21. And I couldn't be more proud of my girls, my husband, our family together. I couldn't be doing what I do without their support.
Wonderful. And I know probably, but uh, how important is speech pathology? Your dedication, what? Uh,
So you want to know why I'm so dedicated in speech pathology,
uh, yes,
specifically
yes,
aphasia.
yes, yes,
Um,
yes.
the shortest version of the story is you had mentioned Bill Connors earlier,
Yes,
and I
yes.
met Bill Connors 16, 18 years ago. I attended a conference he was teaching, and he was another just inspiring person, and he was so giving of his time that he said,
Yes,
if you have any questions, if you have complex cases, we'll get on the computer and talk about it. Bill was a pioneer in telepractice. He had been
yeah.
doing it since 2005, and I
Uh-huh.
and I came to work for Bill in 2014. And it was my work with Bill via telepractice that really got me into this aphasia space. I had worked in every other level of rehab before that. Most of my time spent in home health, driving to people's homes, working on
Mhm.
aphasia and swallowing. But swallowing was the primary kind of treatment. It was really once I started working with Bill that I came to realize that once rehabilitation ends, that's kind of when the real work begins for recovery.
Wow, wow. So you offer hope, important to all, and people uh, with aphasia, motivating them. You answer
Yeah,
candidly.
hope is, it's not just hope, it's a plan. It's hope and a plan, wouldn't you say, Viraj? Because
Yeah,
when you and I would work, we always focused on what was important to you, right?
yeah,
We have
yes,
to tailor therapy to what your interests are. We read ophthalmologic eyeball research, right? You and I, we
yeah,
spent a lot of time in your
yes,
industry reading things, prepping
yeah,
you for giving talks. And I think that's one of the biggest keys. And I love that telepractice is an option. Like you and I,
yeah,
it would have been so much harder to do that in person because I'm
yeah.
sitting here on the computer and I can pull up whatever it is we want to talk about, share it with
But
you, and we work.
yes,
So hope, but a plan is what's so important.
you are supporting families and partners.
Mm.
How did you manage and motivate them?
I love that you asked about care partners, Viraj. This
Yeah,
is near and dear to my heart. What we know from research and from clinical experience is care partners are in survival mode when you're going through rehab. And what that means is the rehab system is very structured. A lot of teaching happens, but also you're both just kind of doing what you're told to do. Your husband had a lot to cope with in addition
yes,
to his
yes.
lovely wife being in the hospital and needing surgery, right?
Yes, yes,
He had
yes,
twins at home he was taking care
yes.
of. He had his
My
work, right?
God.
So,
Yes,
yes, you went through so much, but he also went through so much at that time.
yes, yes.
The best time to teach care partners about aphasia is when you're home. When you're home and you're not as busy going to therapy. When you're home, and I think of it as when the dust has settled, when
Yes.
they can catch a little break and get out of that fight or flight mode, that's when the education and training really kicks in. So I teach care partners separately. So I work with care partners with their person if they're in my private practice, but I have a separate way of teaching care partners what they need to understand aphasia and to be care partners.
Yeah. Thank you for elaborating. I am with uh, you, and still I am online, but teaching you. You are teaching me still.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Viraj. You are so sweet.
So, uh, uh, my uh, goal was new goal that my podcast,
I love it.
which thank you. Uh, uh, important to know that people stroke or trauma or TBI, all is there, real. Now, no escape. So, uh, new goals should be your, I mean, my and patience.
It's
Is it
you
not?
bring up a great point, Viraj. Your goals have changed over time.
Yeah.
And you took on this project to do your own podcast. I mean, so one nearly a year ago, I interviewed you on,
Yeah.
and now look at you a year later, and you are several episodes into your own podcast.
Yes, yes,
But
yes,
did
yes.
you ever think 3 years ago, 4 years ago, that you would have done that?
Never, never, never.
Exactly. But look at how having hope, having the
Yes. Ah,
possibility, seeing
okay.
what's
Yeah.
next,
Yeah,
taking a risk, right? A supported risk
yeah,
because you're
sure, but
because you're doing it with support. But look
I
at you.
understand.
And it's really, and look at your speech.
Bad,
Barrage. It is.
bad.
No, it's not. Barrage. You have comes. You couldn't speak in the early days.
Ah, I know, I know.
And now look at what you're doing.
Yeah,
The congratulations is for you, madam, because you never stopped. You never gave up. You are
yeah.
willing to keep pushing and trying.
Uh, uh, praises, praises, praises. Please
Anytime, Barrage.
cut,
You've earned every
cut
one.
off, cut off, madam. Please.
Oh, I'm embarrassing you.
Yes, Genevieve. Uh, what you advise me and people to stroke or whole world and about your never lose hope
So true.
and communication hinders me still. Tell me two
So
points.
how do we not lose hope? Right? That's one of, and what was the second part, Viraj?
Communication gap.
So I think an excellent way to think of it is when you have aphasia, who do you want to communicate with? Number one, you kind of have to break communicate. You can't just say, I want to talk better. Who do you want to talk to? Who is important in your life?
Yeah.
And then how do you want to connect with that person?
Mm.
If you think about, because let me back up a second, we take communication for granted. It is
Yeah.
something that happens
So,
automatic, right? As a kid, as long, if we didn't have any issues growing up with our speech and our talking, as an adult, we just work at getting better at it. But we never stop to think, how do we communicate? Right? Until
yeah.
something breaks down, like you get in a fight
Uh,
with your spouse or
uh,
something, right?
I am suffering still smoothly talking. Example.
but you're working hard. So, what you're having to do is be very conscious of your speech. You have to be intentional. Before your stroke, it was automatic. You didn't
Yeah,
really have to think about it. You were thinking more about what you wanted to say and not about how you had to coordinate all, your breathing, your voice, how you formed your sounds. Now you have to be intentional. And
yeah,
so working with someone that understands this, and I'm talking after rehabilitation ends,
yeah.
you are
And
many years past.
whole world actually, you advise me, and whole world.
We have to
Yeah,
keep working. We have to find a way. But if you focus on how do you communicate with those that are important, how do you connect with them, that helps give meaning to working on these small tasks of speech. Not to minimize that they're small, but there's so much more to it. But Viraj, one other point, hope.
yeah.
Hope with
Never
action.
lose hope.
But
Yes,
hope and action, because recovery, rebuilding your life after stroke doesn't
yeah,
just happen. You can't sit on the
yeah.
couch and wait for it.
Mm, mm.
You don't. You work
Yes.
every day.
And a classical example, sofa is there and servants is serving. No, never do that. I learned that hard way.
You have to do. You have
Mm.
you have
Okay.
to do, and if it's hard to do it on your own, figure out a community. There are huge stroke and aphasia communities online that can support you. You don't have to
Yeah,
be,
yeah.
if you don't have anybody that you live with or you have small family, there are online sources to help you. And maybe we can put those in the show notes if that's all right with you, Viraj. We'll
Please,
put
please,
links.
please, please,
We'll put some
please,
links
please.
in
I
for these online communities. They're free. Get on there, find a topic you like, find a
sure.
subject, and start meeting people because
Yeah,
practicing with other people who have aphasia is so empowering.
yeah. So much. Aphasia is I uh, suffer. Similarly, people generally uh, talking is difficult,
It is.
isn't it?
It is.
People
And
generally.
and you
Yeah,
have to build up confidence, right?
yeah.
You had to
Yes,
build
yes,
up confidence, right? It's one thing to
yes,
talk
yes,
to the
yes,
people in your home. It's very different going out to talk to strangers
yes, yes.
because the fear of judgment, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fear of being thought of as less than who you actually are. But this having a community, having support can help you bridge that gap and start taking those chances.
Okay, Genevieve, so wonderful to hear you and motivate me, or at least me. I am motivated still. Yeah,
Yay! Well, yes, you have a podcast to keep doing, Viraj.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
proud of you.
So, thank you for wonderful talk.
Thank you,
And
Viraj.
thank you. The, at least I'm not good communicating still, but
But you are.
Genevieve and Genevieve is different. So thank you for supporting me.
You are always
Thank
welcome,
you.
Viraj. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Oh, yes, yes. Please, my privilege today